Just want a bit of fresh air.
Why is there some sad music?
Well, don't stay out there too long. It's going to rain soon. It'll probably be even heavier than the downpour we had this morning. You wouldn't want to be caught in it.
I give her a shoulder and a reassuring squeeze before walking past her and heading to my car. Those 2 steps further though, something pulls the back of my jacket, catching the fabric in a firm grip and halting my movement.
Isabella, I need to go.
She refuses to meet my eyes, but the hold remains tight. There's a worried crease between her eyebrows, and her lips quiver ever so slightly once she speaks. In a small voice, brimming with a different kind of desperation I can't quite place.
Rebecca's gone. Zach too.
She draws in a breath, soft, slow, lined with enough sorrow that it itches.
And if that thing takes you too.
The rest of it falters, but the meaning, the gravity, in each of her words rings loudly above the passing breeze, hanging over us, lingering in between. A small little thing that spurs me into silence, like the wind has suddenly been knocked out of me in one fell swoop. The words will form, not even a single Korean thought. And so, in place of it, in place of everything untold and that we've taken for granted, I draw her in. Gently, quietly, putting her against me until my arms settle around her shoulders.
Ash?
For a fleeting second, she freezes, startled, and looks up to me with hesitation and a silent question in her eyes. Whatever answer she finds in mine, eventually, she allows this. Ah, shit! She folds herself into me, buries her face into my shoulder, and settles her arms to my side, unsure, uncertain.
It'll be over soon. I'll figure it out. I'll find a way to get us out of this.
Almost!
But no matter what happens, I want you to promise that you will stay alive until then. Because if I lose you to her as well, I have no idea what else would keep me grounded.
When all has been said and done, I rest my forehead against her, eyes closed and simply taking her warmth. Desperation still clings, woven into every breath, every sigh. But at the heart of it is this: her. No words are said, even as we part. But I let this be the last thing I commit to memory before slipping inside my car and driving off. Damn! I thought he was gonna kiss her for a second. Without 10 minutes, I'm driving out of Luxburn and heading straight for Enslin Village. In the distance, flashes of lightning light up the horizon, white and sharp against the black curtain of the night. Thunder threatens with a rumble, seconds later echoing long across the sky. And with one last roar, the skies open in earnest. Oh man, this is creepy as fluff. The rain falls in fast, steady sheets, creating shadow puddles on the dirt path, drenching everything the eyes can reach. Despite having grown up in the city, I still despise the rain. Living there doesn't mean I have to like it. Lucky me, I've reached the mansion before the downpour has turned torrential. The long slog from Enslin Village by foot has already been made difficult by the light drizzle and biting winds buffeting against my body every few seconds. By the time... Oh, 1 second guys. Nothing, we're good. By the time I found cover under the trees lining the vicinity of the mansion, my shoulders are already drenched. My hair is also sticking against my skin, out in every possible direction. Damn it, I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. Thankfully, the leather, taser, and gun I have brought with me has remained relatively dry. That's the most important thing, yep. However, those are the least of my problems at the moment. Sometime after the housewarming party, scumbag, right? Has suddenly grown the brain and tightened the security around the mansion. Ah, shit. Likely because of what Zach did. A guard is now stationed in every possible point of entry. The main entryway, the back door leading to the kitchens. Hell, it's almost a miracle no one has spotted me once I entered the property, although that's probably because I've kept close to the forest. While I can always create a clever way in for myself, this deluge, it would be difficult to do so without making much noise or leaving tracks.
I don't really have the luxury either, do I?
Considering how off this place feels since I've stepped in the property and the mansion came into view. Every lights are off, even with the security personnel on patrol outside. The whole house itself feels empty, eerie, too quiet. Normally, I'll pass it off as some kind of a power outage because of the storm. It's not a far off conclusion when this place is almost in the middle of nowhere. However, something just feels wrong.
Something happened here.
Or about to. It's the sole reason why I have done anything yet. Simply observing, watching, listening for anything. I might be pressed for time, but I'm not a careless idiot. Although, I need a way in, desperately, moving without thinking will not only endanger me. With so many unknown variables and what we're dealing with, I also have to act on the assumption that someone is always in danger, especially in this place. I can't act impetuously. As much as I hate Wright, I'm not about to cause his death because of some thoughtless action. If there's a place he deserves to be at, it's in a prison, not a morgue. That's exactly what happened to Zach. That's what he heard and decided to go into the house. So when a hoarse, painful sob suddenly rings out above the loud pitter-patter of rain, only then do I stir. A woman. Perhaps a servant? Or worse. I'm not right. It's coming from the forest? Just right up ahead, in fact. Not too far from the house. Regardless, I give the place a quick, wary glance before following the noise. Carefully keeping to the shadows, one cautious steps after another. Louder and louder it goes as I near. Ah, shit. Until it abruptly turns into a loud, desperate, anguished cry. I break into a run. One nervous hand ready on the gun holster at my hip, and the other raised for balance as I scurry across the dense understory. Dead leaves crunch under my shoes, but I pay it no mind. There's only the voice, the woman, and nothing. Abruptly, it all stops and I am wet with a sudden hush. A blank. Empty. Almost deafening in its stillness, even with my labored breathing and pounding heartbeats against my ears. Behind me, another branch breaks and...
Help me.
That was different than the others helped me. God damn it. Dread surges within me while I spin around and take a hard step back, ignoring the chilly pinpricks crawling at the back of my neck. But before I can even meet her eyes, the word unexpectedly pitches sideways, tilting till the ground beneath me finally crumbles. My hands fight for purchase, only to meet air, but then it's too late. My foot slips further and the rest of my body follows. Oh. Dark spots blur the edges of my vision. Black tendrils twist and coil around my limbs. Soft footfalls echo from the far distance, scurrying, scampering, moving in and out of rhythm with the sharp, piercing notes of her laughter. Oh, that's from the dream! But more than that are the voices, lacing venom inside every crevice in my head. Murmur that jeer, scoff, and deride. Over. It's because you did not listen. And over. It's all your fault. And over again. Why won't you believe me? A reminder of what I failed to do and who I failed. What I'm trying to desperately fix. A scream threatens to burst, but my throat closes off ever so slowly. A chill seeps into every nerve in my body, washing away every sensation in me, apart from one. There's only fear. Once again, her laughter echoes. A sound both bitter and unforgiving. It's the last thing I hear before she reaches for me. The ground trembles. The world slows to a stop. Huh? What? What? How did he get in there? Half darkness greets me when my eyes finally snap open. The soft patter of dripping water somewhere spurring my consciousness further. For a few short moments I remain still, blinking away the dizziness, allowing my vision to adjust to the lack of light and my breathing to even out first, before pushing myself up on one arm and attempting to stand. Turning alone is a struggle on its own, and an inch of movement sends a stab of sharp pain right up my arms and my back, giving me another pause.
Shit. I hope I didn't break anything. Fuck.
Did she drag us here? There doesn't seem to be any injury or major fracture, although the whole of my back does feel sore and raw. Probably from when I've hit down prior to landing myself here. Oh, he felt. There was a hole out there. That dungeon? A comforting thought. The second attempt comes easier later, though no less painful. And by the time I'm back on my feet, the exertion has left me gasping and short, shadow breathes, and leaning hardly on the wall nearest to me. Behind me, a light draft blows in from where I've fallen in, coming in short, sharp bursts into what's apparently an underground tunnel and brings in fresh, earthy smell of rain from the top side. Regardless, it fails to mask the whole musty scent of the place. A mixture of mold, mildew, dust, grease, and something distinctly foul, like death. More worrisome than the putrid, festering smell, however, are the cells that line both sides of the tunnel. Under the dim light, I can barely make out what's inside on some of them, but I already have a few ideas, all of which I refuse to delve into at the moment. Knowing how long this mansion has stood, somehow, no matter how unexpected finding the existence of these places, it's not too surprising.
I wonder if Scumbag knows about this.
I have a feeling that he knows. I think he knows. Probably not, unless he's also the kind of person who takes choice in inflicting this kind of suffering on others. I don't really